Good evening, my dear sisters and brothers, and my humble pranams at the holy feet of revered Lalaji Maharaj, revered Babuji Maharaj, revered Chariji Maharaj, revered Daji Maharaj, revered Sister Saint Kasturiji, and all elders of our mission. Today, I would like to read one of the articles from Sister Saint Kasturiji, belovedly called, affectionately called Behenji. So therefore, I am going to let me read Behenji's article in the book Pearls of Wisdom. Thank you. Now, let me start reading the. Please listen carefully. I'll read little fast and speed. Okay. So, Behenji said, one may question the need for the realization of God. Need for the realization of God. Why? What is the necessity? That one may ask. For that, she is giving the illustration. The atmosphere in the entire universe is defiled. Suspicion is lurking in the minds of men. Peace is lacking, and there is moral degradation resulting in pain and suffering. Forgetfulness of the divine, lack of principles and morals, overlooking social ethics in short. A deviation from the path of righteousness and estrangement from reality have enlarged the gulf between man and his divine ancestor. Hence, it is essential for man to appreciate the purpose of his incarnation, to retrace his steps to his original home, to realize God. Times of peace and happiness have gone by. Every decade in the past century has brought about changes in the world in a retrograde manner, taking man from the divine nature to the humiliating depth of degradation, disappointment, and frustration. The mind in its descent has acquired layers and layers of grossness. A bird without its wings cannot fly, even if it so desires. Even so is the present condition of man. The immortal mind of man has yet the inherent nature to remember the divine parent and to attempt to go back to his original home. As Babuji expressed, the noble, majestic, and pure vehicle or housing for the original immortal mind has now become the ignoble, mean, and polluted one. The intimate, celestial, and natural condition of our mind, which was beyond the scope of our normal vision, beyond our mental grasp, and beyond all our sense perception, has thus become enwrapped with the grossness of ignorance and impurity, and thus the latter receptacle is a poor substitute to its original. Man was an inhabitant of the dwelling created by God, but having separated himself from his original home, man has to live with his individuality. Morality and ethics, cooperation and friendliness were discarded. Nobility and goodness have been superseded by selfishness and avarice. Narrow-mindedness and jealousy led to vicissitude in life, desires which cannot be fulfilled. brought about dissatisfaction. Hence, for the mind to regain its original splendor of purity and perfection, there is need for abhyas. To transmit the divine power into the abhyasi's heart and also to effectively utilize his willpower to modify the impure thoughts, to enlighten the heart with divine effulgence, there is an absolute need for a guru. Revered Babuji has facilitated absorption in the thought of existence of divine consciousness by sadhana in Shajamarg, and also that the divine consciousness spreads to the heart, brain, and throughout the body. The Abhyasi drifts from rank materialism to supernal heights of clarity, simplicity, and nobility, and tends to move from the abysmal depth of human ignorance to bask in the realm of light and freedom, purity, and wisdom. The lower tendencies of the mind, the layers of ignorance are modified. The continuous flow of divine grace influences the mind in its causal plane and radiates centrifugally towards its grosser layers. Consequently, the thirst for realizing the goal is all the more great. Devotion becomes more intense, and the purpose of existence makes a deep impression on the mind. When the aim of life is thus established in the mind, he develops a firm will to have Laya with Babuji and makes every effort to avoid separation from him. In course of time, perfection in this condition transforms the extrovert into an introvert. When he has a glimpse of the ultimate, transcending the senses, everything happens as it should, and without the knowledge of the Abhyasi, a balanced condition seems to be evident in every cell of the body. That's all. So, let me. That is the article which has been published in the Pearls of Wisdom book by Behenji, revered Sister Saint Kasturiji, who is, I have already told you that during 1956, Babuji told to Behenji, Betiya means daughter, in this world there cannot be two personalities, special personalities. That is not the order of nature. That's why either I should go or you should go. Like that Babuji Maharaj told to Behenji. Immediately Behenji exploded. She told Babuji Maharaj, no, I don't want to be a special personality. You are the greatest master, my divine master, and I will be always at your holy feet like a servant. That is what I want from you, Babuji Maharaj. Then Babuji said, okay. You see, you understand what is the spiritual condition of Behenji? The highest condition, she is near to Bhuma. And her simplicity, her devotion, her attachment, her love for the master, Babuji Maharaj, was so great. Even the gods and goddesses or the saints of this world will envy at Behenji, revered Sister Saint Kasturiji. We have to learn a lot of things from us. And I sincerely, honestly, implicitly, I pray all of my brothers and sisters to read her books at least. Then you will come to know her, where is her divine state of existence. That is what I want from you all. And with this small treatise, I take leave from you. Next time, by the will of the Master, I will definitely meet you and let us share our feelings and emotions, our experiences in spirituality. That's all. Om Shanti.